looked at a manatee and went, okay.
Like, have you been at sea eating mouldy bread, high on like
they've all got
seawater,
scurvy.
Yeah.
They've got
drinking
Lyme
your own
disease.
urine going, that looks hot.
You were hungover the day you went to the aquarium.
There was a lot of rum involved, but it's fine.
Amy had scurvy.
Amy got scurvy.
Amy and is a podcast that explores all kinds of bookish things, and that can include some pretty adult content. So please be aware that some of this content will be not safe for work or for young ears, and be careful who's listening when you are. Welcome back to Amy and. I'm Amy Matthews, and I'm here with Abby Guy,
Hi.
Millie Heffernan,
That's me.
and Peyton Hogan.
Hi.
And we'd like to acknowledge we're meeting today, as always, on Ghana land in Tantania, Adelaide, and we'd like to pay our respects to elders past and present, and to extend those respects to any First Nations people listening today. And now to move from that thoughtful thing into our topic of the month, we're doing Monster Smut this month.
Yeah.
And our book of the month is Morning Glory Milking Farm, which I keep calling Minotaur Milking Farm.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Still alliterated, so it counts.
Yeah.
And I got the lovely hard copy. Most people,
It's
I
beautiful.
think, have encountered this as an ebook first, but it's got a beautiful cover. It's like hints at the old bodice rippers.
It does. It's so romantic.
Yeah. His little snout puts me off a little bit, but that's okay. We can talk about that.
I need to
get
see
into
this
that.
little snout.
What,
Look at it.
what
It's
we
a little
find
bit,
attractive
like,
in a
moist.
monster.
Yeah, we can dig down
It is
into
a
that.
little
Yeah.
phallic.
Yeah. It's
I
a
think
little,
it's the colours as
yeah,
well.
and it's smooth and kind of moist.
You ever,
But
It's interesting that he's a Highland
you
cow.
ever been
for
near
like
a
2
cow?
seconds.
Near a bull?
It is Smut Month, Peyton. It's going to happen. I forgot to bring the other book over too, but we're also going to be talking about Catherine Angel's Tomorrow's Sex Will Be Good Again. So if you want to start reading for next week and the week after and the week
It's
after.
not monster smut.
No, it's a little
No.
So you're
little
aware.
intellectual treatise sort of talking about consent and sex and the ways we're kind of interacting with sex in a porn culture and all those things. So it's kind of really interesting. So we'll be talking more about that next week. And then our book of the month is Morning Glory Milking Farm. So you can all go out and read it. If you haven't already, I think a lot of people have read it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people can use this as an excuse to read it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who are like, I haven't read it, but it's on the list.
Yeah. And do you know what's funny is it feels like unanimously people are like snickering. And then when they read it, everyone seems to go, you know, it's actually really good.
Yes. It
It's
says
funny
a lot
what
about
happens
people
when we
expect.
just open our minds and give things a chance.
Yeah. Crazy.
The most recent person I saw read it was Luke Bateman.
I was going to say,
too.
like, even
He was promoting
he,
it on
like
his
credit.
TikTok.
He'll give anything a go.
Yeah.
And he'll be enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So we might be enthusiastic or not as we talk about this. So the thing I loved is, so Monster Romance, I first heard about this, I think, when it came out, this book. I was in a couple of writers' groups and everyone was talking about it. And then Monster Smut, generally. You've got Ice Planet Barbarians there too, if you want to hold it up for those watching.
Yeah. And this one is older than a lot of the ones that you're seeing at the moment that have gotten really big.
So,
2015.
yeah, this
Whoa,
one's 2021.
Yeah.
like 10 years earlier.
So,
Yeah.
And that one also...
That predates A Court of Thorns and Roses. Anyway.
Yes, we're going to get into
But
that.
yeah.
About the kind of crossover.
This is
of
what I've been
monsters.
saying. People been into monster fucking for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
I mean, right back to the Greeks. If you read the Homer, there's
Yeah.
stuff happening there.
Yes. Yeah.
Where'd
Greek
the Minotaur
myth.
come from?
Yeah.
I mean, really, all the male kind of fascination with mermaids and sirens is a kind of monster smut, isn't it?
I was also, because I was reading up on it last night, the Dionysus myths, like a lot of his followers are half man, half goat.
Satyrs,
Oh, yeah,
fawns.
yeah.
Satyrs, yes.
Yep.
And they're like really horned up.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's kind of his thing. He's like the party god. So
You could argue that there is so much romance to Frankenstein. So like
Yeah.
the science fiction
he's
genre
the
was
nicest
founded
guy in the
on
book.
monster
The
romance.
monster is the nicest.
Yeah.
Well, this is the
Yes.
thing that we sort of started talking about off pod, is that there's kind of tiers to monster romance and monster smut. And like the entry, I actually saw, I feel like maybe it was an Instagram post or a TikTok, somebody being like, oh, so you want to read monster smut? Here's like entry level stuff. And it was stuff like Tusk Love, which is a book about a human girl and an orc man.
And that one's traditionally published.
Don't
Yeah,
actually
I'm
know.
pretty sure- I'm
I
pretty sure
believe
it is.
so.
Yeah.
It's published through, well, it's a book from the Critical Role group, the D&D actual play group. And I've forgotten what the other one that I was thinking of that's entry level. But we were talking about how
Of Legends and
vampire romances and fae, the Romantasy, they can be entry level because all it is you're interacting with a non-human love interest, usually male.
Yeah.
Usually it's a het romance. So that's very entry level. And then the next tier, you're getting into like creatures like mermaids, minotaurs, creatures that are still kind of humanoid but have features. And then the tier below that is the fucked up guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
The really nasty guy, not nasty, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that's when it's
Nasty in
like
a complimentary
a
way.
dragon, like an act, like you're just
Yeah.
having
I've
sex
read
with a
one.
dragon.
Yeah. That was the
And
dragon.
there was one that was like a spider creature that I saw.
Yeah, I saw that
Yes.
one.
Lots of jokes about webbing.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
looking on Google Scholar, I just had a poke around. There were quite a few scholarly articles about monster romance, but they were all kind of starting off with Twilight. So like the
So
vampire
interesting.
as like an origin. Now, I don't know if I agree with that. I think they might be different things.
Yeah, not sure about Twilight.
But what I keep thinking when I look at things, which is what I thought when I read Akatar as well, is the origin of kind of Beauty and the Beast is the origin story of a lot of this. A lot of us grew up with various versions of Beauty and the Beast, and particularly since the Disney version, that beast kind of, that trope seems to come up in a lot of these stories.
Well, there's kind of the narrative of how when he turned human, everyone in the audience was like, oh,
That's disappointing.
yeah, they preferred the beast,
Not that his
right?
human self isn't handsome, but it's like,
He's just boring now.
Yeah.
What have you got
There
to
was so
offer
much
now,
more
dude?
romance in it being a beast.
yeah. My mum used to make that joke all the time when we watched it.
It should have been more like Shrek. She chooses to be an ogre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he chooses to
She's
say the
two
beast.
monsters. Two monsters
Two
make
monsters.
a right. Yeah.
Two monsters make a right.
Well,
The
I mean,
beast should have.
that's the thing
chosen
is
to
a
be
lot
a
of these
beast.
books are a human woman and then any number of monster men. Could be one, could be two, could be three. Sometimes it's more than that. But it tends to be a human woman interacting with monster men.
It's interesting because the monstrousness is all on the outside, right? That you're not going to meet a guy who looks like a prince and he turns out to be horrible. The monstrousness is what you meet first, and then you uncover the nice guy inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
they
of them
tend to
are
be very
kind
sweet.
and gentle. But I
Yeah.
think there is a thread of them where it is a bit more about them being, or there's that element of like sometimes the monster comes out because he can't help it, you know, like
Yeah.
it's very forceful and strong and or whatever it is, whatever the monster type is, the xenotype. So there is a thread of that a little bit, but I do feel like a lot of them are like, he was a monster, but then it turned out he was the sweetest ever. But there's also, even though he's the sweetest ever, there's still a weird sex thing he can do,
He's got extra skills.
you know. And the dick, as we know, with any erotica, the dick is always huge.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Doesn't
it's
even have to
shaped
be-
differently.
Not even
Or a milking
erotica,
farm.
just romance, smut in general.
Sure.
Dick is
That
always
is
huge.
true.
That is true.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're shaped differently.
Yeah.
Because he's a monster.
I'm sorry. I know we're going to be getting onto different animals, but when you said that, I'm like, oh, I can think of animals I would not want.
Duck. My thought immediately goes to duck. Corkscrew.
Corkscrew.
Cats.
Barbed. Yeah,
Cats with the barbs,
Yeah.
but pigs are also corkscrewed a bit. Like
Like their
there's
tails?
Yeah, I'm not.
Wow.
They're, you know, it doesn't always
Like a
sound as good as it could be. Like when you think about creatures, it can go a bit
No,
wrong.
but, you know, we're talking
Yeah.
about tentacles. I saw one about he does things with his dragon tail. There was one.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows
Spiky.
what the spider creature one's got going on?
Yeah. Now I'm just imagining a spider with a human penis. It's not
dragging
a
it
great
along
image.
after it.
It kind of ruins the appeal a
We'd
little
have
bit,
to
doesn't
tread
it?
on it, like avoid it with all 8 legs.
Are you imagining an actual size? I'm imagining a giant spider. Like,
I feel like this episode needed a preface of it's gonna be weird.
Well,
You think we
can
are
do that.
because
No,
we kind of derail off
not
You say you
but-
monster smart. We can just put the title. This is going to get weird. Be prepared.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Okay, I have a question then. So if we're saying that the monster romances are typically male monster, human woman, why do we think that is?
Female readership, is it?
Yeah. I think it's the same as the sentient object romances.
Yeah.
Is that you're fulfilling a female
Yes. And I think it's something about like maybe having the best of both worlds, because I feel like in a lot of these, the bestiality of the guy kind of represents animalistic, instinctive sexual urges. But then the fact that they are so sweet a lot of the time, you're getting the best of that side of a human person.
So this is interesting. I want to come back to something that you guys sort of started introducing off pod, which is the overlap, because it is a kind of fantasy or paranormal story, right? It's just, it's centering sex. It's like got the monster like Beauty and the Beast, but it, you know, there is this kind of overlap with romantasy in some ways, but then they're totally different. Like you would never say a romantasy book and a monster smut book were the same, even though often there are monsters in both as love interests. And even though sex is central. So what can we try and like pass the difference between those two genres?
I think it's the sense of humor, and kind of like with sentient object romances, I feel like inherently, even when they are quite sentimental and sweet, I think there's a sense of humor about it at the same time. Whereas I think the fantasy ones, as Abby would know, they're quite dark and quite gritty and serious. They take themselves very seriously.
So they're angsty.
Yes.
And also the monster smut, for the most part, is aiming to be erotica, and romantasy isn't.
Yeah.
Which is another, I think, element of that thing of taking itself seriously. They're serious fantasy romance books, whereas the monster smut's like, nope, we're erotica. That's what it is. That's what it's for.
And I feel like, there's the readership of them as well is very conscious of that. So like the author writing the book is conscious of this is they're almost fun books. They're marketed as fun books, right? So the author writing it is
even the
aware of
cover.
that.
Like you can even see on the cover, like there is such a sense of humor and fun in that.
Yeah, and then so that is one particular audience, and then I would argue it's the same audience reading the romantasies often as well. But when they go to those books, they're expecting a different tone. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tone is the thing.
Definitely tone.
But also the other thing's the masculinities, I think. Like when you were talking about monsters before, and you keep stressing sweetness in Monster Smart. That there's
They don't
something
do that
about
in
the
romantasy.
external monstrousness with internal sweetness. Whereas in romantasy, the guys are often super hot, even if they're they're like conventionally more human hot. And then there's
Chads.
like chads. And then there's hidden darkness underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, whereas, you know, we talk a lot about the point of the romantasy and like the fae male love interest is that they have power and they use it. Whereas in these monster books, it tends to be that they have power and they either don't use it or they only use it with permission, like explicit permission. I think I haven't read Ice Planet Barbarians, but everything I've read about the series talks about them being very respectful.
Yeah.
Which is such an interesting
Juxtaposition
to like the fae boys of the Akatar and stuff.
Yeah. And that just has me thinking, like, talking about what the animalism of these monsters represents in terms of, like, I guess, virility and kink and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think it also allows you to bring in a lot of naivety. So
True.
in here, they're very sweet because, like, the guy in this doesn't know what blowjobs are. So, like, he has his
So he's on a
experience.
fun journey.
Yeah. There's, like, they're experienced and yet inexperienced at the same time because it's really worlds colliding, completely different cultures and species colliding and having completely new experiences with each other. So even when they're super experienced amongst their own kind, I guess, you bring them together and both of them are having a very new experience for the first time with each other. So there's something really sweet in that as well.
Yeah. And then so it's it's like I'm trying to think how to word it, but it's about otherness being a benefit.
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing to encounter the other because they're really other.
Yeah.
Again, it's a lot like the sentient object romances. Like you said, yeah, they're really, really other. They're objects, or they're objects sort of becoming humanoid. And a lot of these books tend to be set like in a world that's almost exactly like ours, but it's got monsters or whatever, as opposed to full fantasy settings. It's more like grounded in the real world a little bit. Like there's actually a lot of monster romance books about wrestling for some reason.
That kind of makes sense to me somehow.
I guess because they're like big and there's a lot of monsters and it's about the different ways the monsters can fight and stuff and show that animalism and the physicality.
And it's got that, what's the word, like pantomime fun to it. You know, the cartoony fun.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, there's quite a few of them actually.
Yeah.
Centered around wrestling.
I will say, as a disclaimer, that we're talking a lot about the really sweet ones. That's not a rule across the board.
No.
There are ones that are
Yeah.
very, very kink forward, very, very taboo forward. Much like how in Romantasy there are exceptions and there are sweeter Romantasies as well. But yeah.
I like that even the hashtag is smuttalk on TikTok.
Smut talk.
Smut talk.
Smut talk.
Oh, well, now I know what to tag these reels.
But yeah, the focusing on smut, because also smut's an interesting word. I know we've talked about it before, but I've been thinking about it a lot this year about the fun in the word smut.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have the kind of edge that something like porn has
Or even erotica.
even erotica, yeah. Whereas smut has a kind of playfulness to it.
Yeah. I feel like it feels very owned by romance at this point, whereas I think other words exist outside of the romance world as well. So I don't know.
Which is so
it
interesting
feels like
because I totally associate smut with fanfic 100%.
Yeah.
And when I think of romance, I think of spice.
Yes.
I think
Was
people
there
use
much
spice.
monster smut in fanfic?
Oh, Amy.
I would assume. Because I know where I've got more
much.
dumb questions coming.
We talked about fanfics in Pride Month, and fanfic, it's all about filling a niche, right? Like you see a need, you see a gap, and you write things to fill that gap. And absolutely, like, there wasn't enough monster smut in the world, so people went, right, we'll just write our own.
Yeah.
Great. Loved that monster in that movie. I'm now going to, ship them with this human so that I can then write smut about them.
I was going to say, it
100%.
seemed to pop up when we were talking about shipping a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This is so random, and I don't know, this isn't even following on from a conversation, but my brain latched onto something when you talk about spiders and other things. And when you were talking about the penis.
Now I'm on edge.
Well, no, I was just thinking about mermaids and stuff, and what is kind of like has been male fantasies, and how there used to be this Futurama episode which was about why they fish on the bottom, not the top.
Yes.
Right? And then I was thinking there's a reason why women don't really fantasize about mermen.
Yeah.
Although
Do they
they
not?
do, because there are monster romances with mermen.
But
There's a particular creator on TikTok who, like, her whole video model is she writes monster, like, erotica, and she talks to her fandom through these TikTok videos about, like, what should his penis be? Like, does he have a pocket in the?
I know, see, because is it like
in the
a
scales?
dolphin or
I
a
think she
fish?
went with pocket, and she goes through like that, and so there are mermen.
I mean, you just take from
but not
Shape of
historically.
Water.
I get what you're
How
saying.
does she
but
sign it in the movie? It's like this.
Yeah.
That's how she signs it in the movie.
Yeah.
Because her friend asks her, like, she's like, you guys, you're glowing. What happened? How did it happen? Because he's a fishman. And she goes,
What I was going to say is, like, I don't feel like fish eggs are that sexy. Like, I'm going to lay my eggs and you can inseminate them now.
There is a whole there's a
Amy.
word
Oh
for
my
it.
God.
I've forgotten what it is.
I feel so innocent.
I associate
I was about to
this more
say
with
that's like a
aliens.
huge niche of the genre.
Yeah.
It's like impregnation.
You need to
Yeah.
send me these things.
Impregnation. You know what?
I mean, I know
found?
alien impreg.
I'll send them
That's
to
a
you.
thing.
The alien ones. There are sex toys that have been designed that insert eggs into you wherever you want it to go, and it will stay there and it will safely dissolve over the course of however many days.
Wow.
How
yeah,
innovative.
that's really that's not a weird kink. That's actually pretty normalized, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I
Anyway.
feel like this episode should just be called Oh, Amy. Wow. So now I'm going to ask
When
the
you're like
other.
fish eggs aren't sexy, I was like, you didn't. Yeah, apparently in the genre they can be.
You know what
Wow.
I'm thinking of now is mermaids are interesting because you kind of have the same issue with what are you doing vagina-wise?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
Did they think of that?
They went boobs or vagina. We're going to go boobs.
Yeah.
She's still got a hand and mouth.
Yeah.
Fine. I feel like it's that basic.
Well, really, they were. What is it that the sailors were actually into? Was it like
Dugongs.
Dugongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Dugongs and manatees.
Yeah, which is why I saw one that's in the aquarium, and it's like, yeah, I can see how deep down underwater as it moves around.
Yeah, if you're looking at it from
You
a
were there
boat,
going,
you could
I
be like,
get it.
it's kind of people shaped.
Amy looked at a manatee and went, okay.
You're like, have you been at sea eating moldy bread, high on like
They've all got
Seawater,
scurvy.
drinking
Yeah. They've got
drinking
Lyme
your own urine,
disease.
going, that looks hot.
You were hungover the day you went to the aquarium.
There was a lot of rum involved, but it's fine.
Amy had scurvy.
Amy got scurvy.
Now I'm going to ask the other Amy question, which I know I'm getting a response to because you're aware of what's coming.
Yeah.
Is what the hell is the Omegaverse and how does it factor into this?
Hello, friends. Editor Millie popping in here just to say that in the following conversation, I managed to get beta and omega mixed up, which is going to be very confusing for people who aren't familiar with Omegaverse and probably infuriating for people who are. So anytime we say beta or omega, please switch those terms around in your mind. Otherwise, enjoy our Omegaverse talk. The Omegaverse comes from, it's very recent, comes from supernatural fanfiction. That's actually where it was.
I did not know that.
So many of my
Formed as an
students are
idea.
obsessed with Supernatural. Obsessed.
I get it.
I get it. I've
Yeah,
seen
I
it
get
like
it.
4 times the whole way through.
Star Trek and Supernatural should win awards.
They
I
should.
think,
For the fanfic that they've
Yeah.
produced. Like the cultural impact that they've both had just in a fan space. So the idea is that you can set it in like our world, but to the left basically. And the idea is that everybody has a biological designation of alpha, beta, or omega. Alpha is exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
Betas are the ones that are like subservient to alphas, and then omegas are the ones that are kind of like freeballing it.
Okay.
It's based off of wolf, like
Yeah, fake wolf
wolf
stuff.
myths.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put up
which
the
I
study.
won't get
I'll put up the
into,
thing
but-
that's like all that shit is fake. There's no such thing as the alphas and it's all fake.
Yeah.
And then you would write fanfic about the characters, and you'd give them the a lot of them tend to be about alphas and betas, and then sometimes you'll get stuff about omegas as well because it throws a wrench in the plot.
Is the idea that omegas are outcast and so they'll do anything with anyone if it means they belong?
Yeah,
kind of
sometimes
thing?
it depends how a person approaches, because there's no hard or fast rules necessarily. It can be it depend on how a person approaches it. But with all of that comes things of like they have heats, they have ruts. So there's times when like alphas and betas independently, like they're like, I am in heat, we have to have sex for the next 6 days just constantly until I'm out of heat, and stuff like self-lubricating things, because it's all biological, right? The idea is that by making it a biological imperative, you can basically you shortcut a lot of the stuff you would usually have to write scenes about, like lubrication and stuff. You'd be like, nope, just happens naturally, bam. The other thing that sort of comes out of that is knotting, which I know everybody is kind of vaguely familiar with. And then that sort of...
But for those of if there's someone who's
I guess for
listening,
those
really,
of you
For
who
those of you who don't
basically-
know animal science,
We're making Millie do this.
the
So
person with the penis
Animal science.
puts their penis in, and then once they've climaxed, it creates a knot which keeps the penis in wherever it's gone into. I guess the idea is it's like a breeding
spider
thing.
doing this.
It's like
well,
a
dogs. Do
yeah,
it,
it's like
so-
a breeding. The
Life
idea is
size.
it's one of those breeding
It's a little
kink
one.
type things, and that's what knotting is. And then that sort of got associated with werewolf stuff as well. I know that sometimes people will just write werewolf stories with knotting as well.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
there's
not
a Goodreads
necessarily-
list of just nodding monster smut.
Yeah, it's not necessarily linked to Omegaverse anymore.
And omegas, what I find interesting, but I'll let you explain, gender or anatomical sex-wise, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Because they can have all kinds of anatomy, right?
Yeah, so the idea is like it leaves it open to you could have a female alpha and a male beta,
Yeah.
and she could be the one doing the fucking. Like that's the idea is
Yeah.
that you can kind of just switch it up as much as you want, which is why, to me, no shade, but het Omegaverse is stupid, because all it is it's het smut with more steps. There's actually nothing interesting politically about it. The thing that's interesting to me about Omegaverse is the political side of it, because then you're like, well, if a whole society is based on people who you can prove biologically that a person is an alpha, alphas are going to be like the top dogs society-wise, and omegas are going to be like outcasts and stuff. And you get into like the medical part of it of like, we made medicine to stop heats and stuff like that, and who gets access to that. That's what interests me about Omegaverse. And so if you're just like, well, he's a guy who's an alpha and she's a girl who's a beta, I'm like, that's so boring.
Welcome to the world.
That's the most boring way you could do it.
And there are lots of ones, right, where impregnation still happens. So
Can an alpha end up with an alpha?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
I'm pretty sure in Pit Babe, which we've talked about off pod, but it's like a Thai BL where they brought the Omegaverse into
BL meaning boys love.
Into the like drama, the Thai drama. I'm pretty sure that's alpha, or they have alpha relationships.
But then, like, that's
it.
another like storyline to follow of like, what do you do if you're an alpha who falls in love with an alpha?
Of the Amy and crew, who you think would be an alpha, a beta, or an omega?
I don't believe in it.
We're making it up. As Millie always says to me every
I don't believe
week,
in hierarchy of alpha.
None of it's real.
I refuse.
That's definitely alpha behavior.
Yeah, for sure.
100% an alpha.
No, I hate it. Let me out. I can't associate. I only associate it now with the manosphere.
I wish
and so
everyone
I cannot,
could see.
like,
That's fair.
separate
Abby
those
is entrenched
things.
in the
Yeah,
manosphere,
you are
unfortunately.
researching the manosphere, but I wish everyone could see Harry's face right now. It's amazing.
I can't see Harry's.
Abby is alpha maxing, mogging
This can't be on the
rest
internet.
of the cast.
And then I feel like if we stop there, it's all on Abby now. It's only alpha in the group.
Exactly. I like
Well,
that.
is it rude to turn around and be like, you're an omega? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I feel like a lot of us here are sort of societal outcasts by nature, so it kind of makes sense. But also, it's like
so
it's
maybe
a
it's just
biological
me
thing, right?
personally who's
So
like omega.
you could have a, I don't know.
So
the
Omega can
the
go
idea is you
either
could do
way?
anything. You could be like, well, biologically, and I'm an alpha, but I'm so shy and anxious. You know, like you could do whatever.
Can you describe an omega?
and I must build a nest.
Interruption. I think in most iterations of it I've seen, the omega one is like ultra submissive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's none of us.
There's an air of desperation around an omega
Oh, that could be me some nights.
in my mind.
Any of the ones that I have seen, the omega's the one who like builds a nest and is like
A
so
nest.
yeah, they nest and is so like
I'm not building a
dramatically in
nest.
heat that they need.
We do
Yeah.
have a photo of
Interesting.
us in a
this
nest.
is what I mean. There's no hard,
my
fast
God.
rules.
Yeah.
We do.
yeah.
We can put that up.
We have a nest,
We
guys,
do.
already.
We did. Abby,
Not one of these
Justina,
nests.
Peyton, and I did go visit a nest and walk around a nest.
Oh,
Not one of
It
these
was-
nests.
It was an art installation.
Let's get back to
It
Monster
was
Smart. That was
amazing.
safer. That was safer than what's
It
happening
is
here.
not safer. I feel like I'm aligning myself with all kinds of things I don't want to be.
sorry. Hold on. I got it around the wrong way. It's the betas are the neutral ones and the omegas are the submissive ones.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
imagine everything I just said, but just flip the terms.
I would like to be a lone wolf. I'd like to be away
So
from
that's
all
a
of this.
beta.
Oh, okay. I
No,
thought
but you said ultra submissive.
No. So I got the terms around the wrong way.
Right.
So the betas are neutral,
Yeah.
and the omegas are the ultra submissive.
I just want
ones.
to be off by myself. I mean,
Which is
That's-
based on
that's
like
a
the fake
beta.
wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got
I
alphas,
think
betas,
an
and then omegas.
omega
I'm inventing a new one.
would be out on their own, but that's why they're so desperate. They don't want to be that way.
Yeah, see, I would want to be that way.
Yeah, you're
I'd
like
be like,
a-
you can all be over there doing your thing. I'm over here.
What's the rest of the alphabet? You're like a tango or something. I don't know. Like, you're a whole different
We're going to make
thing.
up a whole thing. I refuse. I'm like Abby. I refuse this.
I refuse this
But I'm
hierarchical
only
system.
refusing it because Abby told me to because she's the alpha.
But so that's the thing, a lot of the fics that I've read,
I
like
think Justina and Harry
political wise, the
dying
idea is
by
that
the way.
like a lot of them are fighting. They're like, hey, this is a shit system. The fact that our society is organized in this hierarchy
As
because
they
of this thing,
should.
so they fight against the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
So it can be used to just write smart, but it can also be like a really interesting political.
I feel like that's what a lot of smut is actually
Analogy.
doing, right? Is that it may not be doing it intentionally,
Yeah.
but there's something quite subversive about making your hero a literal monster.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think so.
I do believe, I have quarrels with it, but I do believe in some extent to Catherine Roach's reparative fantasy and that these books are doing that on like on a huge scale.
Yeah.
To some
I think
degree.
the word reparative is what we trip up on.
Yeah.
Like I think if you took out that word and sort of talked about it doing kind of really psychosocial work, right? Like it's helping us process something that's happening to us.
I think my issue with reparative as a word is I can't get past the original meaning, which is that usually the oppressor is creating the reparative fantasy, right? Does anyone here know more about it than me?
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, so in male-female romance,
It would be men writing it and imagining themselves being kind and being loved by women.
I think it's about...
but they're not doing that.
No, it's about... And I think it's about theory of mind, right? It's like a moment where the oppressor sees the damage and regrets it. But in those books, there's not necessarily any actual reparation.
Yeah.
It's still proximal power. It's still kind of linking up.
You know how sometimes we talk about how romance it might be considered like a woman's fantasy, but we can think of so many examples of men's fantasies that just kind of go unseen, like all of the, like movies like Taken and stuff where a man saves the day, or the more comedic Adam Sandler type movies where a guy... But now I'm thinking those, in my mind, probably only slightly fit more into a reparative fantasy because you see a guy saving a woman and being completely devoted to his spouse.
But then I wonder if that's a narcissistic fantasy of like, you've done it to me. You've taken my woman or my child or my...
Yeah, more of a possessive
And they're kind of
thing,
just
not
adhering
for
to the
her.
patriarchal social script in doing so, right? Like they become
Actually,
the
no,
ultimate.
you're right. And now that this is very random, but I just finished reading Iliad, and literally all of it is like women are like cattle; they're just property, and so it's men fighting each
You've
other.
got to make the men cattle.
You got to make them actual
Actual cattle.
I was focusing on the wrong
Yeah.
part of the story. But they are literally, kidnapping each other's wives and then saving them. So actually, something like Taken is probably exactly like that kind of story.
Taken's just
in
the
a
modern Iliad. I have a very particular set of skills.
Oh, amazing. All right. So what I was going to ask was what counts as monstrous?
Well, yeah, like do shapeshifters count?
I mean, they do seem to pop up on lists.
They do.
When you look up at like lists of what a monster
I don't know. I don't think it can be monster smut if he's not a monster while you're having sex. It just can't. It doesn't count. Then it's just a shifter novel.
I know of one where he's a polar bear shifter, but they're intimate while he's in polar bear form.
Interesting.
Is that a monster?
Now I'm not totally sure about shifters because they are just an animal, but it's a human.
Well, that's like in
but they're an animal. I was like, what?
Is House in a monster romance if you romance him in Baldur's Gate and choose for him to stay as the bear?
Yeah. I guess it's an
great question.
autonomy thing. Like that is a person, but then my thing is like, yeah, but did you enjoy having sex with the bear?
And if you
In
think
which
about,
case it's bestiality, guys.
Yeah, interesting.
if you think about other origins of, I mean, in my mind, a lot of it is very old traditions of bestiality in art and in old pornography. It was very common.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a connection of some sort. So in terms of monstrosity, is it monstrosity or is it bestiality? Like,
See,
is an
bestiality I
animal a
find a
monster?
complete turn off. I just like it makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
Just not there for it. So it's interesting how it gets transformed into monster, which is a different thing, right? Like when you're talking about having sex with a bear, that's different to having sex with a minotaur.
Yeah.
And they have a very human consciousness in it. Like, I can't actually think of a monster romance where the monster is actually with the same kind of... I don't even know how you would describe
Do
it.
you
They're
think-
not animal.
How much does language play into it then? Like if they
Yeah.
were non-verbal, it would be different, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The dragon men do talk.
And
Well, if
in
we're in Abby's
something
world,
like that, you
dragons are
see
animals.
their
Like, they're
perspective.
not-
There's no
Sexual
shifters in my world, no.
That's true. And then in a lot of the books, you see the men's perspective as well. So you know that they're
Monster
sentient.
POV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like part of the appeal for like specifically prolific readers of Monster Smut is the sex scenes and how monstrous the anatomy is.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the line is like, if he's just a shifter, then his anatomy isn't very monstrous.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So for you, what counts as monstrous? What kind of monsters do you want to see in these books? Because the Ice Planet Barbarians, they're aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier. There's one that I've read where they're, I guess, orcs. I couldn't really get it. I don't like when they have, it's not
Fangs?
Tusks.
Yeah. I
They
can't
go
get
up.
into tusks. It's so distracting.
You would not
And,
like
how are
tusk
you
love
kissing
then.
each other?
Oh,
Yeah.
kisses
Just
the
Kiss
least
around the
of it.
tusks.
You can't imagine like trying to kiss with a mouth guard in your mouth. That's what I imagine it is like for the
Drool.
monster.
I think the drool would put me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they be drooling?
Oh, you see some of those animals.
The
with
mouths
tusks,
are
they're
open.
No,
quite
okay,
drooling.
but guys, God, this is like the dragon episode.
getting
Biologically,
sucked into
they would
it
be
now.
designed to have a mouth with those tusks, so it
But,
would
like,
be very
you see
normal for
animals
them,
that
and they wouldn't
drool a
have
lot.
excess drool.
Yeah, I was also wondering where the drool. They're not like Newfoundlands, you know.
Yeah.
In the one that I read, the tusks are like their lower fangs kind of thing. So it's like coming from inside the mouth.
Like
so the
orcs.
mouth
Yeah,
is
but you
never
know when-
closed.
okay, so
you know,
It's
That kinda
reverse
grosses me out.
vampires, because a lot of the vampires do the fangs here and they do them over the bottom lip. They're like, and then they've got fangs here. So it's just reverse vampire.
except vampire teeth don't go all the way.
Some of them might.
I understand this.
Yeah, it's not that kissable. But
I
then
guess it's
vampires may be
preference, right? Like there are some
Yeah.
people who are like, I won't kiss a man with a beard, and you're like, I wouldn't kiss a man
Maybe
with
the,
tusks.
maybe
Yeah.
the appeal is the tusks. Maybe they're like,
I
I
get-
would like to lick the tusks.
I get hung
Yeah.
up on the smell. Like, what do they smell like, these animals?
Well,
It's a fantasy world. They smell
Imagine if you
great.
have a cavity.
Yeah.
God.
they smell manly and rugged and like
Yeah,
cinnamon.
like cinnamon, like
Yeah,
it's a
cinnamon,
romance
and,
book.
cinnamon and leather and
manly
citrus.
cinnamon
Leather,
sweat.
that's the other one. Yep,
Yeah.
leather,
Leather.
whiskey.
I mean, they
or-
would definitely smell like leather if they're like based on cows.
Oh yeah. I feel like I'm shopping for candles.
Like
actually.
leather, manure, and straw.
You could do a line of monster
Oh,
candles.
you could.
The Minotaur
Oh
smells
my
like this.
God,
Yeah.
the-
This is
I
such a
know.
good idea.
I'm sure,
Definitely gonna
surely
be
that
like a
exists.
brain
That must
fish roll
exist.
one.
That must exist.
Oh
exist.
yeah. Tusk cavity.
Ocean breeze.
That's the Kraken.
Fish egg. We were just thinking of merch ideas. I think
I
we've
know.
got it.
We've got it. We've nailed that.
But first, everyone else has to do theirs. What do you consider monstrous?
What do I like? What is my baseline? What does it have to be baseline for it to be a monster?
Yeah,
So-
like what doesn't count as monstrous? Like there are animals that are
I mean,
cute.
I almost don't count orcs. Orcs to
Yeah,
me,
right.
maybe because I play D&D, but like sometimes I'm an orc person, in D&D, and to me that's just, like I said, that's just a guy who's green with some tusks.
Right.
That's not monstrous to me, but also maybe that's just because like elves and stuff. Some of these monster books are elves and whatever the non-copyright version of tiefling is, which are just like demon-looking people. Like even satyrs to me, it's like, oh, that's pretty tame. I feel like so when I was talking about the tiers, when you get into the really crazy stuff, then I'm like, hey, that's really cool. That's really inventive. But I know it's the same about the sentient object romance. I'm like, if they're not the object the whole time without a humanoid
What's the
body,
point?
it's not interesting to me.
Whereas
Yeah.
Get
Pluto,
weird.
Pluto? Perfect.
The Tetris blocks.
Oh, incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so
What about
there's
you two though?
Oh, it's-
Come on.
Guys,
I'm in the. I feel like very similar. If they look human, then it's not a monster.
Yeah.
Like it's very, to me, I
Yeah.
reckon anatomy wise it
very
matters.
easily be traditionally published and put into bookstores, and it's probably not.
That's kind of a
Tested
good
much.
point.
Yeah.
If it could be traditionally published, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have another point before. I've got a game to play as well, but there was one last point on the run sheet which Peyton put on, and it just says fantasy dildos. And so I would like Peyton to ask this question of us.
It wasn't a question. I
It
was
was just
just.
fantasy
Well,
dildos.
that kind of already exists, right? Like you
Later.
can get. Were we talking about the? What are they called? They're like ovipositor somethings is what the egg
those
toys are called.
things?
So like you can get like tentacle dildos.
You can get
and-
tentacle. Sometimes they're dildos. Sometimes they're external
There
stimulation.
there are artists on like social media and stuff who have make an entire living out of the different kind of
So
molds
it's
that
kind
they
of already a
make.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a question. What do you think should never be made into it?
In the real world,
Harry just is not able to actually function anymore.
The minute
glad
you
there's your
said this is
name
a question, I was
associated
like,
with this?
let's move on.
What should and what shouldn't be made into a monster
The
sex
spider
toy?
thing. I'm
yeah.
a arachnophobe.
Ah,
I
right.
don't like them.
You don't want a
Is it
spider with a penis?
that just releases more spiders.
Yeah, right. Well, they do lay
Definitely
eggs.
not.
No, I don't
Definitely
think.
not.
Not for
No,
me
no.
personally. Thank you.
Can you ask your question, Amy?
Yes, I thought we'd play a dating game. Right?
Okay.
Everyone can gather themselves.
Abby's like, oh
So
god.
I thought if we were
this
on
was
like
gonna
a
be better.
dating show and we couldn't think of a name of the dating show, but there were some gold examples. But imagine like the old-fashioned dating show. You got 3 possible love interests behind a screen.
Love is blind. Love is
Love is-
monsterkind.
monster at
love
first
is
sight, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But
when I
you-
say love is 8 foot and green.
yeah. So imagine you're sitting on the stool and you don't know what kind of monsters are behind the screen. What kind of questions are you going to ask these 3 to work out what kind of monster? Because you
How
might
many-
have a particular kind you want.
How many limbs do you have?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good one.
Mm.
How tall are you?
Yeah.
That's kind of generic, but
Yeah.
But they could be very small and they could be very tall.
yeah. I feel like you'd
Mm.
ask that on a standard show, but like,
So I'm guessing in this world it's impolite to just ask what type of monster someone
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
You can't go
you-
sideways.
like what?
It has
Yeah,
to be a
what
bit
questions you'd
flirty.
ask to
Has
deduce?
to be a
Guess
bit
who?
flirty.
Yeah. Would you say you're an omnivore?
Oh, yeah,
That's a good one.
What kind of natural habitat?
You're asking
would
what
you-
they eat.
There's often a lot of like ridiculous kind of flirty questions. So you might say, do you have a favourite Fleetwood Mac song and is it Tusk?
Ah, that's a great.
I'm not
song.
smart enough to be a contestant on one of these shows.
Where would you take me on our first date? Would it be indoors, outdoors, on the ocean? Crack it.
Yeah.
What would you order for me in a restaurant? Is it raw fish eggs or is it
Yeah.
a cooked meal?
How many
children
do you want?
How many children do you want, and is it a litter?
Yeah. How many children would you expect me to birth at once?
Yeah.
Will you ever throw me a curly one?
Do you lay eggs?
I was going to say, are we thinking like a more marsupial type of birth situation?
Would you say
or-
you like to be in control, or would you like other people to take
Did
control?
your mother carry
or
you in
have
a
you been
pouch
kicked
for the
out?
first, 4 years
so
of your life? Well, then I know if they're, a mother's,
Yeah.
Oh,
a
a mama's boy.
Yeah.
That's
Do people
fair.
tend to hit on you when they've been drinking rum?
Yeah. Do you eat your lover after sex? Or?
Yes, tell me about your exes. What do you look for in a
Do you buy
romantic partner?
shoes
Do
by
they
the
want? Do
dozen?
you want them to be edible?
Yeah, how many pairs of shoes do you need?
Speaking of shoes,
What
yeah,
size-
we all see.
what
I'm
size
wearing
shoes?
the moves.
What size shoes
They're on
do you
theme.
take?
And on that note,
That was a great question.
Yeah.
any last thoughts on Monster Smart as we all dive into?
I feel like if
More to
people
go
would
and
like
keep
to
up.
hear more of our conversation about Monster Smart, they should join us for our
club.
book club
Yeah,
there will
in a
be
couple
so
weeks'
much
time
to
because
say.
we will be doing very similar
We'll
stuff.
have more to say.
Yeah,
We
and then
will.
Justina and Harry can be part of the conversation. And at the moment, they're dying off camera.
Yeah.
So-
And then you can have Harry crying on camera.
on camera.
Yes. Have we made him cry yet? Is it
Yeah.
yeah, a few
sure.
times. He's had the glasses off. He's been slumped. He's been wiping.
Don't you
his
remember
eyes.
the sentient object romance? And he was sitting here and he was just actually in tears.
You
we
know it's
missed
a
it,
good
yeah.
episode if Harry's crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that photo.
We'll put it on the screen.
The only thing I have to say is that there aren't enough lesbian monster books. I
Yeah.
found maybe 3. I've read one of them. That was a wrestling
What
one, actually, which
monsters
is so
are they?
weird. Oh, in that one, one is a minotaur and the other one's a harpy, I think. And then I think there's a couple.
I mean, there's so many opportunities for multiple boobs. Like you think,
Oh my
well,
God.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Imagine
Well,
the kind
you're
of
not
bras that
sapphic,
I
and that's
know.
okay.
lingerie, the
pain.
lingerie, the back pain.
There are a couple of het ones, I think, where the woman is the monster or they're both monstrous. So
Yeah.
that is interesting. We could get into
my
talking about
gosh.
that
Yeah.
next
You
time.
need
We
like
didn't
a
even talk about
pirate
Donkey and
lesbian
Dragon.
one where she's a kraken.
For sure, yeah.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
all I was going to say is
Pirate-
that
female
send
pirate and
me
a kraken.
your recs if you know
yeah,
any.
please send in
please.
sapphic monster
So
smart.
I would love to
Yeah.
read them.
Yeah.
No, is Donkey and Dragon, is that monster romance.
One of them's a monster, and then
They're
half
both
of it's
monsters.
bestial.
I guess in that world, they're both just animals, really.
Yeah.
One of them just happens to talk.
We can't start a new debate at the end of the episode.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Send us, get in the
Call
comments.
in.
Tell us what you think. Donkey and dragon.
Come at
Monster
us.
romance?
Anyway, thanks for joining us for Smut Month. We will probably every year always have a Smut Month because it's way too
Yes.
fun.
It's too much fun not to.
And we'll see you guys next week. We're going to be a bit more serious next week, talking about some academic stuff. Sure. They won't get dirty at all.
No.
And from me, old Amy, I'd like to say thanks to Millie, Peyton, and Abby, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Amy And is hosted by Amy Matthews, Abby Guy, Peyton Hogan, Justina Ashman, Harry Stewart, and Lily Heffernan. This podcast is recorded on Gardenland with music by Anthony Wigmore and Mass Mysterio. Our logos and branding are designed by Abby Guy. This episode was edited by Millie Heffernan.